And we are now live, episode 7 of the Sweet Science TV. We got Ravi in the house, and we also have Meligod, as usual. And as the song suggests, there's a new champion in town. And his name is Andy Ruiz. I don't think anyone on the show expected that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Everyone, if you guys want to get your shocking thoughts out there, how shocked you were, because
I was at a wedding and I found out about it. My phone was dead after the fact, and that was just wild. It was just like a fanboy just seeing something I've never seen before in boxing.
Oh
like
wow!
It's so rare. You see the champ get his ass beat like that by a guy with 1 month and a half to prepare. So it was dope. I'm pretty excited for Andy Ruiz taking it away.
Underdog. This guy coming out of nowhere, California. Nobody knows about him as being a knockout artist, and he knocks out the quote unquote number one challenger out there. I mean, champion out there. That's crazy. I was surprised, dude.
Yeah, the fight is one of those things that goes along with the World Trade Towers when they collapsed. They're gonna say, "Where were you at?" Where were you at?
Yeah.
When Andy Ruiz defeated Anthony Joshua and caused Brexit. This is the real Brexit.
We all know where we were at. I know exactly where I was at.
Yeah, it was when I got the news, man. I know exactly the moment, exactly what everything looked like around me. So yeah, man, that was an amazing. That was an amazing knockout.
A lot of the fans. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, so what do you guys think of? If you got, I watched the fight like twice, 2-3 times, and just off the top, I noticed that Joshua walked into the ring a little, maybe too relaxed. It seemed. I mean, I know you gotta be comfortable, but he almost looked like he didn't care.
I don't think he trained. I don't think he trained as hard as he should have and scouted his opponent. He didn't do the things he's done to get to the top. And it was evident.
He didn't even think it was about training necessarily.
Chilling in Miami, I don't think was the key. He should not have been chilling in Miami. So.
Yeah, I don't know about his own Miami part, but that's been verified, which I want to bring up, is that his father in the locker room actually tried to stop the fight from happening, the day of. But of course, Eddie Hearn pushed this fighter to go out there. His father thought he was having anxiety attacks, but he never had this much pressure on him. And he was a British fighter coming to America, obviously.
There's not a good track record for that. There's not a good track record.
Not at all.
His father was documented to try to stop that fight from happening. So we'll hear more about it. It'll probably be a mini-series.
Things will come out. I
don't think that's he should use that as an excuse. And I think it's even worse.
Panic attack. I mean, if you're having a panic attack, that definitely means you're not champion worthy, period. So that just solidifies the point. It doesn't make an excuse for the point,
That's some Charmin ass bullshit.
That's some Gillette bullshit.
I heard he got dropped in his sparring session a couple days before too. So that's even worse getting out.
About 8 days. About 8 days before the fight, he fought this guy named Olkey, and the dude just put him down, and I think that affected him. There's also I honestly feel like there's some deeper mental instability issues with Anthony Joshua, and it goes a little bit farther back, actually. I remember I was watching a Breakfast Club interview with Anthony Joshua, and they were actually calling him out because his knuckles were all messed up, like bloody. His knuckles were bloody. And they asked him, what's going on there? And he's like, I'm just having family issues. So there's deeper psychological things going on there. Also, he hired a psychologist for his training camp.
He's a fragile fighter.
There's some red flags out there. There's definitely some red flags out there.
He wasn't built for holding that much pressure. And of course, Ruiz, nobody looks at him and expects him to be the heavyweight champion. But he's got the three things in a fighter that you can't see, which are his brain, his heart, and his balls. And he's got all three.
This is true. They're all covered in fat. It's all covered in fat, but he has all three.
he brought it. He brought that heat, and man, his record was pretty dope before this fight too. So
Let's
he solidified himself as a
let's
serious contender.
let's
Serious
let's go
champion.
ahead and get into the fight. Like, let's start walking through the fight. Let's start with like the
Round 3 or
first
round
round. What is your like
Okay.
sense of what was going on initially starting the fight? Was there nervousness on either party's side? I know the crowd was loving it.
Just
You know,
listening
the
to
square garden was
zone
magnetic.
announcers,
Say
as
it
a
again.
fan, just listening to the zone announcers, I
Yeah.
thought the announcers were mentioning that they don't want Joshua to think about his comparison to a Wilder fight with Brazil. He shouldn't go for a first round knockout. They were kind of taking it very casually to start, as the announcers were starting to get behind Wilder as a machine, but it didn't work because it was like a draw that first round.
I think Andy Ruiz had his game plan from just watching from the beginning. He had to weather the storm. He had to,
He
and I've
definitely had
noticed
to
in
weather
his
it.
training camp he was doing a lot of these like neck and chin exercises, weighted exercises, and they focused on that during those documentaries, and I think that helped him because not a lot of guys can take Joshua's big punches and get back up,
No.
keep going. So he had to take licks to get in his big bombs.
I think the first couple rounds were very studious on both ends. They were kind of just like measuring each other out. And I think, honestly, I do think part of that kind of got the Joshua just off that because off the Wilder fight, he knocked the dude out right away. So here you are 2 rounds with this guy who no one thinks is going to win. In his head, he's probably like, okay, I got to start doing something.
He's comparing himself. Yeah.
He was comparing himself the whole fight. And then once they got into the third, fireworks did fly. And then Joshua actually successfully delivered a combo and it put Ruiz on his ass. It put him on his ass.
He clipped him good. I can't believe he got up.
He caught him right in the mouth. Right in the mouth.
Ruiz is a real fighter. Of course he was going to get up. He got up immediately. He knocked Joshua down to the ground.
Yeah, actually before that knockdown, though, before the Ruiz knockdown of Joshua caught him again with another strong punch, a really good punch. He got him with a strong-ass punch. And I thought that was going to end it for Ruiz because when he nailed him again in the jaw, I thought that was it, but he just ate it. And then he kind of like snapped out of it. And then down goes Joshua off that big left hand to the dome. He actually delivered 2 left hands to the dome.
Punches were coming up from different angles on Joshua. They were coming up from the middle, from around. He was
like a grizzly bear. He was just attacking.
He was going inside. That was the only way he was going to win that fight, is to get inside. And Joshua's chin, I don't know what it is about European, some British fight, not European. I can't group them, but British fighters.
Mir Khan's British too.
I think they're coddled by their community. I think it's more of like a countryman deal.
I didn't want to get into that. I have a lot to say about that.
I really think just based on Twitter and certain things, I was being attacked on Twitter just by these fans, just because they're so rabid. You know, they can't see what's the truth. He got no chin in this fight. Didn't have a chin.
Yeah,
he didn't have a chin. A lot of people were saying that he got hit in the. They were saying that Joshua got hit in the back, like behind the ear. If you rewatch it, he didn't get hit behind the ear, so I don't know where that came from. He got
hit in the
square
head.
In the face. Yeah, in the head.
That was
he took one in the temple.
They tried to drive that talking point home, like it did damage to Joshua, but I mean, he didn't want to fight from the first round. Once he found out that this guy's not a puppet that I can control, he didn't want to continue that fight. You can kind of see it from rounds 2 and 3.
Once he got hit, he realized, oh, this is for real. This wasn't what I thought it was.
I think the second knockdown really delivered that point. When he went down again in the third round, when he went down that second time, I think Joshua and the whole audience realized.
And the more he smiled, the more he knew, and he kept messing with he kept smirking and messing with his mouthpiece, trying to get some extra time, some real trickery bullshit.
He does that a lot, actually. That's one of his signature moves.
He does.
He always.
I'm glad the ref finally said no. Stop it.
No.
No, you stop bullshitting. You're done.
And it was just crazy just watching his face, his reaction. If he was shocked, I could only imagine what the crowd thought, you know?
That must have been a cool fight to be at.
There was actually a report in the Sun news outlet from Britain.
Available.
Say it again.
Plenty of tickets were available from what I saw that same day. I don't know if they sold out the day of, but I went on StubHub and I saw some starting at 150. So.
Oh wow!
Damn, people missed out.
They could have witnessed history. That's not that expensive. It's not that bad for a fight.
That's pretty decent for a fight like that. It's a championship fight.
Yeah,
that's a British lunch.
That's a British lunch indeed.
British food.
12 pounds.
But some fish and chips. Some fish and chips for Ruiz.
and 2 big beers. I'll give him that. 2 big beers.
But in that news report from the Sun magazine or the Sun news outlet from Britain, at the end of the 5th round, Joshua went to his corner and he said, "What round is this?" He was disoriented completely. That was before the big knockdowns. He was just disoriented. And at the end of the 6th, he said, "Why do I feel this way?" He looked at his corner and said, "Why do I feel this way?"
Wow. I love it.
You're going to have to read that article. We'll have the link down below.
We could have that link for sure. Everyone should read it. It's a great, sensational article to read.
He was questioning life. He was questioning.
Why do I feel this way?
Why did this have to happen to me? I thought this wasn't supposed to happen.
And then
Eddie Hearn, wow.
7th round began. Joshua looked like he was still in the fight because he was still delivering some blows.
He hit him. He hit him in the 7th before he got knocked out.
Yeah, he hit him in the 7th.
He was
a couple
looking
times.
Alive, I'll say that much. Not dominant, but he looked alive.
Not dominant, but he was alive. He goes down again. At this point, the audience is fucking frazzled. They're just like besides themselves. Like, whoa, this is it. And then the final knockdown came.
British audience was before we go to the devastating end. Was the audience mostly British?
A lot of British people flew over. A lot of Brits flew over.
I don't know what percentage of that audience, but it was a big chunk.
It's not that far.
Okay, comment section. You guys want to tell us in the comment section if you guys were at the fight? Just let us know what the audience was looking like. But he had a lot of supporters, more than 20K, which was documented. But
and there's people in the States that like Joshua too, so he has a big fan base.
He had Jadakiss was there to support him. He had Meek Mills there to support him. He had.
I thought 50 Cent was going to ring walk him, but 50 Cent did not ring walk him.
No, he played Sweet Caroline or something instead. So
I saw that part.
Yeah, but Joshua was still in the fight. He did deliver another punch right before Ruiz finished him off. Joshua delivered another punch and he ate it. Ruiz just ate it. It was a big punch.
And he had a sacrifice.
He got a sacrifice. He nailed him one last time. He dropped to his knee. He was gassed. It was over. He went to his corner and they asked him, "Do you want to continue?" He said yes. But when the ref said, "Come forward, this is not a break," he just kept his arms. He kept his arms on the ropes.
He didn't want to admit. He didn't want to admit. He wanted to stay in the middle. That he didn't want to continue. That's why I feel like he quit. That's how I really feel watching that. Because Joshua is much better than that. He's much better. And he fucking quit. He was broken mentally because he got hit. He got hurt.
Broken.
He got hurt
physically.
He never got hurt like that. He never got hurt like that. Yeah. Klitschko put him down hard.
No,
but he went
100% right with Robbie.
He got hurt.
He did not walk forward.
He did not walk forward. Nope.
Do you want to continue? He says yes, but he motions for him to come forward.
And he spit his mouthpiece out.
He said yes. He said his mouth said yes. His body said no. His body said no.
Yeah.
I don't want to continue. And that was it.
He did a good job. He's not going to get the fighter injured. That's a good job of refereeing.
The ref gave him time. The ref gave him extra fucking time yelling.
The ref was doing everything possible to help this man.
He was. He gave him like 8 extra seconds, like yelling at him about his mouthpiece. Then finally he's like,
forget it. This is dead. This is a dead case.
I can't negotiate with this guy to save him. So sorry, Eddie Hearn.
Yeah.
Right.
I did what I could.
And I don't want to discredit Andy Ruiz or take away anything from him and his moment, but there's something else I got to talk about. And at the end of the fight, Harris already alluded to it, but at the end of the fight, when they're interviewing Ruiz in the background, you can see if you rewatch the fight, Anthony Joshua's dad jumps in the face of Eddie Hearn, and they almost get into it. And that may be due to the fact that his dad didn't want him to fight because his dad knew he wasn't ready, or his dad knew he was mentally broken, or whatever.
His dad was blaming somebody.
His dad was definitely blaming.
Failing and not taking this fight seriously. I like how most of these Joshua supporters, people close to him, are deferring. Dude, he lost. That's it. He lost. Yeah. He wasn't ready. He could come back. It's a good story. Guys lose, come back and whoop ass. He can come back. I'm not taking that away from him, but he lost cleanly, and he should just man up to it. People should man up to it. No excuses.
Well, personally, I don't blame Joshua for avoiding Wilder. I just blame his team. Obviously, this is not something that he wanted to do. You didn't want to go. You didn't want to smoke. But obviously, it came.
It's part of the territory, man.
That's a knockout waiting to happen that I can't wait when Wilder eventually gets.
Now it's an if. I don't know.
There'll always be money in that fight unless he loses more. Hopefully,
if Anthony Joshua's father has anything to do with it, he'll never fight Wilder. That's facts.
He doesn't want to see his son
he
go
wants
down
his
like
son's
that.
brain more than a casket.
What? Okay. What if Andy Ruiz wins in the rematch? It's already signed.
It's signed. They're gonna fight either in November.
It's signed. It's official.
It's official.
November, December
time
frame. Venues
location to be announced. Eddie Hearn actually
wants it in England, bro.
Andy Ruiz said, "I got the juice now, so you're gonna fight where I say."
L.A. Staples Center. Let's go.
Either Los Angeles or he'll do New York again. He said.
New York's good.
New York is good.
He should do Barclays Center.
That's good for
switch it up. Hit a little tour.
That would be easy travel for Wilder to chill, come hang out.
I said do it in Baltimore. Why fight where the community needs money? If they need some money.
I want to see Wilder crawl into the ring after the fight. What do you think is going to happen, though? What is your projection for a second fight?
By the way, Wilder gave mad props to Andy Ruiz.
He's
softening him up.
From a distance.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, we'll fight again.
I don't like the fact that when Andy Ruiz was announced the winner, that Joshua got inside of the interview and kind of forced his way into what's supposed to be Ruiz's time.
He thought it was still his time.
Your time's up, buddy.
That was some bullshit. I noticed that, trying to give fake praise. Now go. You should be angry you got your ass beat. Like, you should have ran to the locker room and be pissed.
I think that was his big mistake. He treated Ruiz like a fanboy. He let him hold his belts in the press conference. He shook hands. He got his ass beat. Now you're shaking hands. Like, good job. This isn't Make-A-Wish. This is real life. This is not Make-A-Wish.
He took 3 belts, man. He should have an hour.
4.
It should be a solo 4 belts. My bad. He should have his own time, man. Shout out whoever the hell you want for like an hour.
So what is your guys' predictions for all this said? There's going to be the rematch. What is your prediction just from where you stand right now? I mean, we got 6 months, but from right now where you see it, what is your predictions?
Same thing to me. Same exact thing.
Harry's got the same thing. I'm gonna say. Well, okay. So can we just say it's probably gonna be in the States? If it's in London, I got a different.
It'll be in the States.
Ruiz, let's just say it's in the States, and Ruiz gets to call the shots. I think Ruiz gets him earlier next time. I think Ruiz puts him down in like the 4th or 5th round. I think Ruiz because Ruiz is gonna have a full training camp. Imagine how much better he can be if he looked that sharp, that quick. For a little pudgy man, he moved fast. Like he looked good, man. And
he was bouncing around.
He seems to be taking this shit seriously, and I don't see him slacking now that he finally got those belts. I think he's gonna want more.
The guy he fought last fight in April, he was 6'8", and I don't know if he put him down, but Ruiz struggled more with him than he did with Joshua. Joshua, he completely annihilated, decimated. I don't even think he deserves a rematch.
He doesn't deserve a rematch.
He doesn't. If I was Ruiz, that was too single-handed. Like, that was one-handed. Like,
I think I mentioned it. Maybe if he wins, I thought I mentioned it. If he won, I would just fight rematch with Parker or try to do that, like right that ship. Then you got more time to be the champ. Then you can let Wilder beat up on Joshua Fury, let them figure it out, hold that down, get a Snickers endorsement, couple endorsements, you got to make
contacted
money.
him.
There's a reason
Snickers
why Eddie Hearn is so scummy. You know, all he cares about is making money. Like, I want Ruiz to not feel like he owes anybody shit because he grinded to get where he is.
That's what I agree with. I don't want Ruiz to feel obligated to give them a rematch. Obviously, I don't have the contract in front of me, but I thought what he could enact is, getting a surgery or, a small one, but a surgery nonetheless.
Gastric bypass.
Keep you away from your obligations, maybe a couple months, 60, 90 days. He does not owe, and that takes the money away from Joshua, but I don't want to be vindictive in my thought process, but that's what he could do if he had somebody that was vindictive representing him.
He needed somebody a little scummier representing him that wants to make business steps.
Illinois Alex, buddy, follow me.
Hey, yeah, Alex knows what's happening.
Let him manage your career.
Yeah.
And also, the purse better be, I don't care what Joshua is, they should give it 50-50.
Because Andy Ruiz already made like $5 million.
Ruiz should get more money, actually. He should get more money.
There we go. If you talk to me 50-50,
I was just being realistic with 50-50.
Yeah.
Like, I was just saying,
I agree with you. I hear where you're coming from. You have to be realistic to the machine. Under Armour
brings
them.
What they bring.
Under Armour doesn't sponsor Ruiz.
Everybody was embarrassed. The Zone was embarrassed.
Under Armour was embarrassed.
Under Armour was embarrassed.
Look at their stock. It stayed solid. It was not a drop.
The Zone was happy.
Ruiz belongs to Al Heyman, and he belongs to PBC Boxing. So they borrowed Ruiz over, and they just shit all over the Zone's grand debut of Anthony Joshua.
But DAZN also gets, like, since they covered that fight, they're gonna get to enjoy like the shock factor. So they've been tweeting. They
love it. They're eating it. They turned on Joshua already. They turned.
They're pretending as if they wanted it. So they're just playing. The Zone is playing. They're winning no matter what.
Do you think the Zone is going to try to steal him?
Yes. They want him in their stable because they couldn't get Wilder.
Because now PBC has Wilder and Ruiz. And Ortiz. So
PBC's got a decent stable. Plus, they got Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. I believe Sean Porter's with PBC, or maybe he's with Showtime. Not sure.
Yeah, but either way, it's looking good for them. They got Errol Spence, I think. So yeah, they got Errol Spence.
Yeah, he's gonna come out of.
They got a good little stable there, But I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll also see a Ruiz, Wilder, but Wilder has to get past Ortiz. He has to get past Tyson Fury, and I don't know if he could handle that. And Joshua, I don't know if he could handle all those.
That's like dessert when he gets to fight Joshua.
That's more like Joshua. Yeah, that's cake. That's cake.
More of like he was gonna knock him on the first round.
Joshua's the Amir Khan of heavyweights.
I think like you saw that his chin.
When you quit on your feet, that's what happens. When you quit on
his feet.
They both quit.
He quit on his feet.
Let's say this.
Represent London.
Let me ask this: Who is the winner of the year? Was it Amir Khan or Anthony Joshua? Who had the worst quit? Because they both quit.
I think the one we saw last week. A couple days ago.
I think it's gonna be the recent fight. I think Joshua quitting on his feet. The whole bullshit with the mouthpiece. That's worse than the fake low blow. That's worse.
Yeah, that's because
Khan had no chance. Because Khan had no chance in the fight anyway. So.
Yeah, Khan did have no chance. Anthony Joshua was expected to deliver in this capacity in front of all these fans. This was supposed to be a big coronation of his, championship status, a welcoming to America, and he just
to America, first time in America.
It's all gone now.
You're losing on Manhattan. Way to go.
Definitely. So.
He went down in the most epic way. The way he lost the fight, it just was great. It was beautiful for boxing.
In a way, I'm happy. I'm happy for Joshua because it doesn't seem like he wanted the pressure, but he shouldn't have talked so much crap, and he should have took the fight with Wilder to begin with when he offered him, whatever.
Could have made more money.
Million, whatever. Yeah, Eddie Hearn really screwed that up.
If you're gonna get knocked out, you might as well get knocked out to Wilder and make money.
That would have been more respectable. But Eddie Hearn tried to win over Ruiz, and that didn't go. That backfired big time. So yeah.
Huge backfire. Oop.
Well, there was a big Brexit. He's going back to London to get himself back together. Do you guys think he could come back?
Donald Trump is there. Maybe he'll meet Donald Trump, and that'll be like a coronation of his L. Much love 45 to meet president.
I think this.
I don't think he's can. I don't know if he can come back because now that he's exposed of having a weak ass chin, like
very
other British fighters. Now that he's exposed as kind of being a coward in the ring.
Among other things.
It's very likely he got stuck in traffic from all the protests that were happening from Trump being there. So it wasn't a great homecoming if he left today or 12 hours ago or something.
If you're gonna ask me what I think is best for Joshua, you need to fight a couple bums in London to feel better about yourself.
Oh yeah,
maybe fight another 20 bums. Another 20 bums.
Another bunch of bums.
Call me after he fights 20 more cans.
And he needs to go into hiding. He needs to go into hiding for a while so people kind of gloss over it.
And you know what's interesting also? I believe that the story that he got knocked out, because a week ago I was watching Fight Hub TV, I think it was, and Joshua had a big bruise right here. Then they asked him what happened, and he's like, "Oh, it's just part of my training." It's like, no, you got your ass whooped. That was big. That was
so the guy he was sparring with, is he similar to Andy Ruiz's style that put him down? That would be
wrong.
That would be perfect. But probably not. They probably had somebody model-esque, just like Joshua, a guy who's like a model.
See, the key I feel like is getting a guy who fights just like him to spar with you. If you really want to train for a guy for a unique fighter like Ruiz.
I don't think they could find a guy that moves like Ruiz, counter punches like Ruiz,
and that looks like
Ruiz, that looks like him. Like that's hard to find. That's like a gem. That's a gem.
It's a wild boar.
Los Angeles,
he's like a wild grizzly bear, just like ramming this man. Yeah. Well, he celebrated in the ring with big up and down spins. Like a 12-year-old child. So he was.
I like when he sucks his gut in when he goes like this.
During like the weigh-ins.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah, I think he is also. I agree with one comment I wrote. I saw online. I think that fight single-handedly canceled millions of gym memberships around the world because that was inspiring.
That was like the any man winner. Like I love it.
That was the Homer Simpson.
And I saw some training videos just on the other day on Instagram, and it looked like he was doing some NFL training type of stuff where he was putting his feet in between a ladder.
I saw that too.
And then just seeing that makes me think that this guy has some NFL type of offensive lineman sprint, and of course,
he could have been offensive lineman. I can see that.
He's a natural athlete, I think, and if you look, his legs are real strong. The one thing I really noticed in his training, real strong legs. Like his legs look bigger than Joshua's, like calves, and I think that matters. That's why he's light on his feet as he is, like carrying that much weight.
And that helps him very impressive. From knockdown. He did take a knockdown, but he got up very quickly, strong on his feet. Not like Joshua, who was timid, lying down on the rope.
I like how this guy took it all the way. He took his time to get up. He knew he could get up. He looked like he was fine. He just got.
He took it in stride. He took
his time, waited till the 8 or 9, and then he got up. So you got to be smart and take that extra time if you get knocked down, even if you can get up early. I
did not expect him to put him down 30 seconds later, though. I did not expect that. Maybe it was less than 30 seconds. That fight could have ended right there. But Ruiz ducked one devastating punch and got that left hook on the side of his temple, and that just got him back in the game and got him the fight. That was it. That one punch was it.
I thought it was going to be the right that was his key, but his left was strong. His left was real good.
Yep.
What Ruiz is doing really good is he didn't throw just one punch. He always followed up with an additional right-left combo kind of thing.
That like 4-punch combo where he put him down. I don't know if that was the second knockdown or the third where he got inside.
That was like all of them.
Too many to name. That's so many. Too many to name.
So many combinations.
You shouldn't be putting the ground all that much.
Let those hands go. He was letting them hands go. There was a point, I think it was in the 5th or the 6th round, where Joshua was literally like just standing there, and Ruiz is like wailing on his face, and Joshua didn't even put his arms up. He was just like doing that "it doesn't hurt" thing. Like he was just taking shots to the face.
He was catching one. Yeah. He was catching that cholo violation.
Yeah, it was just.
Lean like one man. I'm gonna lean you like a
Yeah, that was devastating. I can't believe
it.
The angles that he can punch with inside are very dangerous to anybody he fights. That's what we discovered about Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, they're going to have their rematch. I don't think anything will be different. I don't think a lot of people respect Joshua as much as they used to. He's human. People realize he's human.
Yeah, and, he is.
He's a little bit less than human.
just because you look like you're, sure, you look like you could beat anybody's ass doesn't mean that that's the case. It's not automatic.
He doesn't have the personality for that either. I mean, think he's been a baby for his whole life. I kind of felt good for him because he doesn't have that personality of a killer. Now he doesn't have to carry the pressure, and he can just be free. He's not from Alabama. He's not from the dirt.
He's not from the dirt, man.
His family has not suffered.
He's not from the gutter, man. He can't.
In the USA, every day you walk out of your door, there can be a bullet put in your brain, and you're going to be in a casket 6 days later.
Same with Andy Ruiz.
Wilder's ancestors suffered. His family suffered. He has the killer instinct. Joshua has not.
Andy Ruiz from like LA. These guys are from the middle of.
Nobody wishes that, but hey, that's the club you're part of. You're hardened, and these guys were not hardened. It's like more shaman.
If you're lucky enough to get out of that situation, you're able to overcome a lot. And I really believe that.
For him. It's a lot of pressure, man. We'll do it. We'll do it here in the States.
He'll get another ass whooping, basically.
So how about this now? So USA has all the titles, huh? For heavyweight.
Yeah,
we got Mexican American, and we got Deontay. We got them all. We got all the belts on this side of town, on this side of the world. So the British fans, you could be mad, you can sulk, or you can enjoy the sport of boxing and just point out the flaws in your favorite fighter. Who cares?
That was incredible, though. All 4 titles. All 4. On the right side of a continental plate.
And that's where it belongs. That's where it belongs. I think that's why you're going to see. I've already noticed, like, people who aren't normally boxing fans, like, the fact that the titles are back home, I think that matters a lot. It feels good. It feels good. After Memorial Day, we got all the titles.
Recently about Brick. Canelo, I mean, we didn't put this on the agenda, guys, and we don't dwell on it, but there's a British fighter calling out Canelo. We'll see if it stays on the side of the plate in all divisions soon enough.
Caleb Smith. Yeah, Caleb Smith. He's got one of the belts. What is it, IBF or some bullshit?
Yeah, he has a super middleweight. He's a different
one of the fake.
Yeah, he's like at 175. Canelo fights at 160.
That's close though, because Canelo can go in at 170 and be fine.
Hey, to me, it's about Canada, U.S., Mexico. We were all brothers out here.
This side.
NAFTA.
Fuck the other side.
Yeah.
But so I mean, there's not much else to say about that. I know Triple G's fighting this weekend. I think is that correct, against Rolls? Nobody really cares about that because that should be one-sided.
Yeah, that's a tomato can and a half.
He's a tomato. He's like 3 cans. He's like a walking ragu factory. This man's gonna lose his fucking face.
But we will be sure to cover the knockout.
Of course, we will discuss the knockout nonetheless. But I mean, we all basically know what it is. Especially
there's nothing really. The only thing to see is how Triple G comes out after switching trainers with
his new style. Maybe
he's not with Abel Sanchez, but nothing really special.
Yeah, and then they'll fight again in I think September probably. So we all know what that is. And just last thing I wanted to mention, Oscar De La Hoya had a golf charity event, so I just want to throw that out there. So if anyone has any thoughts on that.
I think I saw a little bit of his interviews, and I don't know what's his
deal interview
with that serious look.
I love you, baby.
This guy does a serious look, a serious fucking face, and then he looks like he's maybe coked out. I don't know, or he's on some kind of
I'm happy for him. We talk a lot of shit about Oscar De La Hoya, but we love to hear it at DSS TV. And
we're always happy to have Oscar De La Hoya if he chooses to join us.
If you're ever in the Chicagoland area, we'll definitely meet you up for a golf tournament. We're here in Wisconsin, all the way up to Wisconsin, and let us know.
Yeah, we're in multiple states, so
or
or Indiana or Michigan, whatever.
Google Hangouts is everywhere, so
Ruiz,
the offer stands. The offer stands.
Alaska, wherever, bro.
Ruiz did just receive a DM from Oscar De La Hoya. Maybe he's trying to recruit him to Golden Boy, but he's already with Al Heyman, so that's dead. That's definitely dead. So
I think the last thing on that is I would like to see Ruiz do a tour on all of the talk shows, and I want him to spit.
He's doing Jimmy Kimmel tonight.
I want him to spit in Stephen A. Smith's face.
Way to put that out there.
Yeah, he's doing Jimmy Kimmel tonight.
We gotta check that out.
June 4th, guys. Tune in.
But yeah, Stephen A. Smith and Ruiz have a little drama. I'm sure they'll end up talking to each other, or Stephen will interview him, and that'll create big ratings. So
that's how Stephen A. gets his interviews. Shout out to him. You're just a little fake insult, Mark Man or whatever. Butterbean, not a big deal.
Yeah, it is. But that's to come in the future, hopefully. So we'll see. Anyways, I think we had a good episode. I know we've gone a little bit longer than we expected, but any last words?
What are you saying, brother?
I think it was just a great fight, great for the sport, and I think now we got boxing in the mainstream. So shout out to Pooley Sports Bar and Events, and also 25 views away from 1,000. So let's get it going.
Get to that K.
Appreciate the support, y'all.
Big K. Get to that
Instagram and Twitter now.
Any other comments, Sarah? Anything for the fans? Any further?
Yeah, so guys, if you guys do social media, I'm sure 99.9% of you guys do. We do have an Instagram. It's called Sweet Science TV. That's the same as the Twitter. And you get a hashtag. It is hashtag DSSTV. Follow us, and thanks for tuning in. We're going to get better. Thank you.
And just again, shout out to everyone who watched. Shout out to everyone who supported. Shout out, like usual, to Estuardo and all our other, followers who write in when we do our live chats. But that's pretty much it, guys. So we'll see y'all next week on episode 8. Talk to y'all later.
Hey.
100.
Holla.